My brief meditation is on the topic of Passover and the Last Supper on Maundy, Thursday. Looking at the events chronologically, Jesus and his disciples were in the upper room. They had completed their meal, and the next thing Jesus did was he proceeded to wash his disciples' feet. This is an act or demonstration of his love for his disciples. It's an act of humility, and it occurs to me that to do this, uh, he allowed love to trump his power and his authority. He just laid those aside and said, let me show you my love, how great my love is, and how I can love, and that it is doable. Uh, next thing, that occurs is the word Maundy. Maundy is a Latin derivative that word of the word that means commandment. And during the Last Supper time frame, he did issue a new commandment to the disciples found in John 13:34. In paraphrasing, this is where Jesus tells his disciples that he wants them to love one another as he has loved them. And of course, that applies to us today. We are to love one another as Christ loved us. And this all leads up to his ultimate demonstration of love, and that is his crucifixion and death, where his blood, innocent blood, his shed blood was paid for our sins. The Bible teaches us that the wages of sin is death. We're all sinners, but Christ paid that debt for us. We get to say, my sin debt is paid, and indeed it is, because of our belief in Jesus Christ as the Son of the Father, and our belief in his death, burial, and resurrection. That imputes or credits his blood to us. So he indeed was a sacrificial lamb or Passover lamb for all of mankind until he returns. Having looked at these three things that I brought out here briefly, the washing of the feet, the new commandment, and then his crucifixion and death, it occurs to me that of those three things, Jesus himself did two of them, and he left one for us, and that one is that new commandment to love one another as he has loved us. And when I meditate on that and apply it to myself, my life, the way I go about each day, what occurs to me is that I need to slow down a bit. I tend to be goal oriented and task oriented, and nothing's wrong with that. However, it can get you in a mode where you don't see what's going around you as much. You don't see that opportunity to show and demonstrate love to family members or to strangers. Um, when I'm on my task list and I'm going from task to task to task, um, that's my agenda. That's all about me. And self will get in the way and hamper you seriously in showing love to others, demonstrating it to them. It was a commandment. It is a commandment. It's not a suggestion. It's not a request. He commands us to do this. Okay, so that tells me I need to be intentional about it. Um, Plans to do something intentionally, you first need a plan, and two, you need to execute that plan. And one way I can see this um, working out in my life is to show or demonstrate love to one familiar person and to one stranger each day, where I am intentionally demonstrating God's love to those individuals. Again, as I say, self will get in the way. However, if we are intentional, if I am intentional, then I can get this done and be obedient to Christ and his latest commandment, that new commandment, to love one another as he has loved us. And it's a perpetual task. It never stops. You always have to work on it. And the self issue is always there too. But the intentionality will override if we are serious about it, if I am serious about it.